it's something I want to be in it for the long, because the truth is everybody needs credit, everybody needs cash for business. That's just the truth. The market is out there, it's already there.
Yeah. Hi, Deola. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good. Yeah, it's good to talk to you.
So I was told that I got to talk to you and get to know you a little bit. So let's do that. What's been going on? What's your background?
I'm actually a pharmacist in the clinical research area. Yeah, so I graduated as a pharmacist. But I'm also a small business enthusiast. Like, I love it. I've owned small businesses back home in Nigeria and even here in the US, tried my hands on a couple of things. And then when I found your program, I'm like, okay, this is an added advantage to small business, not just mine, but for other small businesses that I'm aware of, that I know, because the truth is everybody needs money.
Yeah, I think that's the facts, right? So we're not creating the demand, it already exists. We're just helping solve that problem. And you say you're a small business enthusiast. Like, what have you tried? Like, do you currently have your own other businesses? Like, what's been going on that end?
I have other businesses here and then back home, and I've also tried my hands on different things here, but they never really panned out. But what I currently do is I talk to other small business owners and see how I can be of help, giving them more visual, helping them with the clients and all that. But those I do on the side, But with this kind of makes it a total package, in the sense that we all need credit, we all need cash. So this, like you said, we're not creating it, it's already there. So I can also add that to what I give to them, because what I also do is I try to talk to small business owners. Like, I ask them how long they've been in business, and then what is the single most important principle that they've learned so far that they've applied to the business. This is for other people to learn from them. Some it could be persistence, some it could be patience, just that one thing that sets them aside from others. I try to, make it as simple as possible and then put it out there for people to see.
You're a business consultant, basically, right? So you're working on improving their processes. What areas do you primarily focus on, Adeola, when you talk to them? Like, is it the sales, the marketing, or the mindset, or the business processes? Like, what's your primary method of helping them get results?
So sales and then the mindsets.
Okay.
I was a medical sales rep for GlaxoSmithKline. So It's inborn in me. Yeah, so it's inborn. I just love sales. I love talking to people and love to see how people get results, because sometimes these things come naturally. How for a business-minded person is the natural thing to want to get more sales at the end of the day. So I try to find out how they get the sales and how they can improve on the sales. And then the mindset, because it takes a lot to be in business and it takes a lot to continue in business. That's a fact. And so when I saw your program, it wasn't rocket science. I just jumped on it. I'm like,
If it was rocket science, you could have figured it out too with your background. So
exactly.
it wouldn't have been a problem.
So,
that's incredible. I think you touched on something great. I think a lot of the problems that small businesses get into, which affects the success rate in the US, which is pretty dismal, right? It's kind of on the lower end, has to do with them not being able to see the forest from the trees. They're just so involved in their business that slowly starts affecting the mindset. And like you said, something that would be very obvious for someone like you and I to point out, hey, you have a customer acquisition problem, or you don't have a systematic marketing, predictable marketing system. For them, they get shocked. Like, no, I thought I was doing this. I think for the most part, they all work really, really hard, but the mindset shift over time, like one beating after another. They need someone from outside saying, hey man, like, we got to fix this, your current belief system and what you're doing with this and what's the end goal. Like, where are we going with this? Why did you even start this business? That's like probably when you were joining BLB, we asked that question too. What brought you here? Because people usually don't book calls with random people out of nowhere. Either they have a pain that they're trying to resolve, or they want to get to a point that they can't foresee happening without systems in place. Like, it's one or the two. Otherwise, unless you're looking to make some digital friends, there's no point, right? So what kind of process you follow with these small businesses that you work with? Like, do you go through their books and all that stuff? Like, can you walk me through that? Like, how you help them?
So I don't go through their books. I'm not that official yet, but I talk like people I know, my friends, close friends, people I know I have some form of relationship with. I try to understudy their business. I'll give you an example. There's this guy that just started I recently got and helped him get a loan too. He trains CNAs, those nurses and non-nurses and all that. He trains them and then help get them into the states, because the state needs them. New Jersey needs them.
Absolutely.
So he trains them and all that. So I was asking for his process. So he told me, okay, he puts ad out there. People call him to register. and then he trains them for I think a period of 6 weeks.
Okay.
And then, and then after the training, he let the state know that he has a set of students that are willing to get into the job market, and then this takes them from him. However, I asked him how he get the news out there. He's not good on Instagram. He's not good on social media, basically, and it's just word of mouth. So I'm trying to help him see how we can make it bigger for him, because the bigger the better, and the more money he's gonna get, because it's a big business, because he's gonna be giving the state students to help with the
Absolutely.
hospital facilities and the senior care facilities. So I see what it does. He just got a new space in Irvington, so I'm trying to see how we can also help maximize the space that he has. Get other people involved, so that the word is out there for people who, because definitely people want to do those certifications. Sure. Now he's helping people get employment. So they are going from being unemployed, they go through the process and become employed, because it's almost an automatic employment for them.
Of course, yeah. You've been through the training, you know what to expect, and you know the rules of the game, basically. I think a lot of people fail those tests because they just don't understand what part of the training they need to focus on. Someone doing the hand holding. That's a great example. Yeah, physical location. If you have a physical location, that's kind of dangerous territory if you do not maximize it, right? Because now your hard costs kind of go up. You're on a lease. Right. That's a great field. He just needs to make sure that people see and hear him. You got to get the eyeballs,
Yeah, exactly. That's what he needs.
And then you also tied the funding into it, like you needed some capital.
Correct. So I tied the funding because he definitely needs capital. He needs it. So he was able to get something, even though it's not what he wanted, but he got something. Like they told him, once you get halfway, you can also refinance and, get bigger and bigger with the business.
Yeah, one thing I learned from my mentor early on in business is that, he was like, Oz, you can figure out a lot of stuff like marketing, sales. Obviously, you need to develop the skills for that. But one way to survive in business is never run out of cash, because all that skill set doesn't count for anything if your business runs out of cash, right? I think a lot of the businesses, there is this built-in fear of not wanting to get in debt. If you're a consumer, I understand that you follow Dave Ramsey and he says that cut the credit cards, don't use it. But if you're in business, you have to be prepared for the highs and lows, right? So, and lows usually hit you when you're at your lowest point, and that can put you out of business, put you out of competition. That's like, getting someone funding when they need funding is key, but getting someone funding when they don't even need funding is also even more important, because they usually get better terms and they're prepared for those darker days, right? So because in business, you're going to experience it all. Like you're a business owner too. Not everything is going to go great all the time. Combining your business acumen, like helping them grow with the funding options, it feels like a perfect fit. What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I really want to hone on that and make it better and better. Hoping by the end of this year, I'm a lot better with closing the deals. I want to give it some time so I learn the ropes of closing the deals. It's something I want to be in it for the long, because the truth is everybody needs credit. Everybody needs cash for business. That's just the truth. The market is out there. It's already there.
Yeah.
It's just one of the things that actually lead generation. Yeah, I may be finding it a little difficult, but one step at a time, to be honest with you. But
once you have the proof of concept, then you grow a lot more confident on lead generation. I think what's stopping or slowing down a lot of people for going like mass lead generation is the lack of confidence in their skill set. Like, oh, what if someone actually fills out a form? Like, what am I going to say, right? That's the thing. Once you get through that hurdle, I mean, you found the deals through BLB, right? Yeah. And did you go through like the refer and earn, or were you like getting the files in? Like which part of the system did you use?
I was sending the files.
And they closed the deal on your behalf?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's a great starting point, especially for someone like you. You're on the savvier end as far as business is concerned. As you know from our network, if you're not savvy at all, you can just submit the leads and we'll do the heavy lifting. But I think the key is giving yourself that time, like acknowledging where you are in the process. Like if you never presented an offer, if you're not feeling comfortable getting the documents, which is the documents we collect is very simple, as you know, like the bank statements and application. We're not looking for tax returns and all that complicated stuff. Pretty straightforward. But let's say you're a brand new newbie and you've never done it before. The best you can do is just master the connection step, right? So like qualification, hand it over to one of our team members and they can handle that. When you're on the next phase, like you are, you can bring the full files, but you're saying that I'm not feeling really comfortable closing the deal just yet. But then it's like learn together, right? So have us close the deal, you learn the process. Then in a few months, we'll be like, all right, I feel super comfortable. You're pulling in different lending options, presenting and closing. That's the ultimate journey that we want to create for someone. We don't expect someone to be coming and ready to go and close deals, because we have a lot of people with like 15, 20, 25 years of sales experience selling other stuff. But this is a different product too. It has its own unique nuances in there that you need to learn. And then I think, someone like who's formally educated and street educated both at the same time, you understand the difference, right? You don't want to waste leads being uber confident saying that I can do this myself. It's a network. You got to rely on the experts, and then you learn over time,